Hi everyone. We'll go live in another 10 minutes. So kindly be patient.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the exciting session that we have for you. I just wanted to know if my voice is audible to you. If I'm audible, please do type a yes in the chat box. And talking about this chat box, this is the place where you're going to ask all your questions about today's session. I hope I'm audible. If I'm audible, please do type a yes. Great. Thank you so much for your confirmation. So, before we dive into the exciting session that we have for you today, wherein we're going to talk about the most exciting and I would say very famous destination. I would quickly like to talk a little bit here about Galvanize and then, quickly dive into the session. So I'm happy to share that Galvanize Global Education is founded by alumni from Stanford, IIM Ahmedabad and IIT Madras out there. So we have with us Ram Srinivasan, Pavitra Srinivasan and Sriram. And not only that, we have our academic and admissions leadership team, which is led by amazing people like Jayanti, Saumya, Rohini, who again have pursued their higher education from, universities abroad out there. And your go-to-go person for today's webinar, we have with us a very own special guest. His name is Babu Nagendra Kumar, who is the senior admissions and country expert at Galvanize Global Education. As you could see, he's got immense years of experience, 10 plus years of experience into overseas education. He's worked with some of the top-notch companies, and also he has personally helped and serviced students and guided them to get into amazing destinations like USA, Canada, Australia. And today we have him here. So without any further delay, I would request sir to start with the session.
Thank you, Ramya, for the wonderful welcome. Hi, all. How are you? I hope everything is good. So here is some of the difference that why people actually go to abroad rather than studying in Indian universities. The one of the biggest reason that most of the students actually fly to abroad is the number of limited universities or the top ranked universities in India are very less, such as IITs, NITs, IIMs, and ISBs. Whereas when comparing to universities in US, you have a wide variety of universities, like you have Ivy League universities, you have private colleges like Stanford, UCB, UCLA, then you have University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, then you have a University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So what happens here in the sense in the process, since India has limited number of top ranked universities, the competition and the selection process is very stringent. When the competition and the selection process is very stringent, then the chances of getting into these universities becomes very difficult for our students. And more important, if you want to compromise on the top ranked universities and if you want to get into some of the tier 2 universities, then the problem is the courses over here in India is more of theoretical classes. What happens in theoretical classes, you get less exposed towards, less exposure towards your practical knowledge, and this less exposure of practical knowledge will actually impact in your careers, because you don't get jobs, or you get jobs with very low pay wages and other stuff. Whereas when comparing to abroad, as I told you, because the number of universities are more in US, the competition is slightly lesser when comparing to India, which ideally means getting into one of the top ranked university becomes very much easier for you. And apart from that, US education is known for its cutting edge technology and the research that they do within the university campuses, which actually helps you to get that more exposed towards more of practical knowledge. With this practical knowledge, you will be able to get a good, decent job, and you'll be able to earn a very good income over there in US rather than comparing to India. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can keep posting out in a chat box. I'll be able to answer the doubts after the session. So just a moment, my slides have been stuck. So this is a map of India. Sorry, this is a map of United States of America. So this is how the states actually looks out. And why do you want to study in the United States of America? Here are a few of the reasons that why people go to United States of America. because it has plenty of universities, and most of the top 100 universities that if you see, you might see QS World ranking, you might see Times News ranking, or you might see any ranking system, 70% of the universities actually belong to US. And you have a broad range of programs that you can choose. US education is so flexible enough that you can do any major and any minor. I can enter into the university with a mechanical degree, and I can come out with a different degree from the university by selecting my own electives. The United Nations assigned an education index of 99.9% to the United States, ranking it the number one in the world for education. It has world's most ethnically and socially diverse nation. More than 1 lakh universities are available. 1 lakh large, medium, small size technology companies are functioning in US. And apart from that, student gets an opportunity to stay back in the form in the name of CPT and OPT opportunities under STEM program. We'll also discuss about what is STEM and what is CPT and what is OPT. Ideally, the student visa in US is called as an F1 visa. Under F1 visa, one can extend their visas up to 36 months after completing the master's program in any of these STEM-related programs. What do you mean by STEM in the sense? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Any student who's going to pursue courses which belongs to STEM program, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, they can stay back in that particular country for 36 months after they complete the course. And you do have part-time job and full-time job opportunities while studying or after completing the study. So while studying, what are the different type of part-time jobs? One is on campus and the other one is off campus in the form of OPT or CPT. OPT stands for optional practical training and CPT stands for curriculum practical training. So we'll also discuss in detail what is OPT and what is CPT. So this is OPT. OPT is nothing but it's an opportunity of doing optional practical training. It's an opportunity of doing part-time job during your course. To do this particular course, one has to be lawfully enrolled on a full-time basis and at least completed one full academic year. That means you should have completed 1 year of your education, and after that you are eligible to do OPT. Eligible students may request OPT in order to be employed in a position related to the major that of study. That means you cannot see, if I'm doing a mechanical engineer, I have to do OPT related to mechanical engineering. And this particular OPT can be somewhere between 12 months to 36 months available after every degree level completions. So this is on-campus of employment opportunity. During a course, you can actually work for 20 hours per week during your study time. And students, when there is a holidays and other things, you can actually do 40 hours per week. And the position, some of the part-time jobs includes on campus, includes your teaching assistantship, research assistantship, fellowship, and you can also work hourly employment such as food service. You can work in food services, you can work as libraries, you can work in event coordinator, you can work as a library assistantship, and you have not many opportunities like this within the campus. Okay, off-campus opportunities provides, again, we discussed about off-campus. This is curriculum CPT, curriculum practical training, which is a part of your established curriculums. This is an integral part of an established curriculum, provides an opportunity for the students to gain employment experience, defined as alternative study, or alternative work or study, or internship cooperative education. Okay, to be eligible for CPT, students must have completed at least 9 months in a lawful and currently should be on a F1 status. CPT can be full-time, that is greater than 20 hours, or a part-time, which is like 20 hours per week. Okay, work rights. Okay, from 2008, OPT program allows students to stay back in US for one F1 students, that is student visa, okay, to work in US in occupation in the field of their study. F1 visa holders are eligible for 24 months extension if they hold a degree from technology, science, engineering, or mathematics. That is what we discussed about STEM. Just to summarize about the OPT, students who have pursued STEM degree in US gets an opportunity to spend some quality time, that is 36 months in US after the course study. During this 36 months, they can work full time They can work full-time on a student visa, and if the employer is in a position to sponsor their H1 visa, they can convert the student visa into work visa. They can convert their student visa into your H1B visa. And students who are not from the STEM related programs such as management, and even some of the B schools even provide STEM MBAs. If the MBA is not a STEM MBA, then you will be allowed to stay back for 20 months. This benefit is available under the scheme called optional practical training. This is what we have been discussing so far. Okay, now let's see the types of universities that is available in US. If you talk about universities in US, I would broadly categorize these universities into 4 categories. One is called as Ivy League universities, a group of 8 universities, okay, located in the Northeast region, allied colleges, very selective in terms of admissions, known for its academics excellence, majorly known for its business program. So you can see the logos of the Ivy League universities. One is Princeton University, Columbia University, Dartmouth, Yale University, Harvard University, Brown University, and University of Pennsylvania. And then you have private colleges. Private colleges are nothing but these are the alumni funded or organization funded. Comparatively higher tuition. These schools are a little bit higher in tuition fees. Smaller range of degrees available, usually specialized and focused in a particular stream, such as Stanford University, Georgia Institute of Technology, Caltech, MIT, Carnegie Mellon University, University of Michigan Ann Arbor, or University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, to name few of the private universities. Then you have state universities, which are funded by the state government. These are slightly lower in terms of tuition fees. Wide range of degrees are available. They have most of the programs available with them. Some of the examples for these public universities are Michigan State University, Iowa State University, and one of the famous universities that I had seen most of our Indians actually go is University at Buffalo, called as Sunny Buffalo, Arizona State University. Then you also have community colleges. Basically, community colleges are for bachelors, where you can do an associate degrees, okay, which are very low in terms of tuition fees, low admission, like an entry requirements, provides associate degrees. Some of the colleges to name is New Mexico Military Institute, St. Paul College, NCK, and then you have Lake Area Technical College. So now let's also learn about the education system in US. Okay. So about the education system that you talk about in US. So once anyone complete their high school diploma, that is year 12 or say 12 standard in India, students can start applying and start studying in US right from first undergrad. The first year of undergrad in US is called as a freshman. The second year is called as a sophomore. This is called as an associate degree. Because in US, what happens, most of the students will be a dropouts that they study first year and second year and they drop out. That is called an associate degree, and they get some work experience because they are not dependent on their parents. And then they start with their junior. That is from the third year onwards. The last year of the bachelor's is called as a senior. And after bachelor's, students either can do master's or they can go for a professional or law. A master's degree in US is 1 to 2 years. After master's, you can do doctoral program. After doctoral program, you can do postdoctoral study and research program. So this is how the education system in US looks like. So this is what the degrees that we are discussing about. Associate degrees, basically it is of 2 years duration, which is being awarded by the community colleges. Okay, completion of associate degree can lead to a transfer to the remaining 2 years of bachelor's. What does this mean in the sense? After you complete your 2 years associate degree, one can apply as a transfer student to any of the top-notch universities into the third year, and they can get admitted over there. Then you have bachelor's degree, commonly known as undergraduate degrees, and the duration of this particular course in US is 4 years, where the degree can be BA or Bachelor of Science. Okay, then comes the master's degree, which is very famous. The duration generally for master's course in US is 2 years. Common examples are Masters of Arts and Masters of Science and Masters of Engineering. And then students can also do MBA programs. But for course, a few of the courses like Masters in Management, Masters in Engineering, okay, degree, LLM, the duration might be 1 year in few of the colleges, not all of the colleges again. doctorate PhD, popularly known as PhD programs, the duration may range from 3 to 5 years. PhD students needs to submit a research proposal as well as they need to be ready with the standardized tests such as the GRE, or GMAT or IELTS or TOEFL in order to qualify for the admissions. One of the best beauties of United States of America is to do your PhD programs in United States of America, one does not require to do their masters. They can straight away to start doing the masters after their bachelor's degree. Okay. Now let's also discuss about, we understood like what is education system of US and how the degrees works and other thing. Now let us also understand the application process. The application process for US is very, very simple. Connect with an expert anyway, understand what are the universities that you're wanting to apply for, understand what are the standardized tests that you need to take, whether you have to take GRE or whether you have to take IELTS or whether you have to take TOEFL, then shortlist the universities. Okay, so then prepare for the test, give your standardized test, shortlist the universities, start applying to the universities. Once you apply to the universities, start arranging funds for the university. The reason because you have to submit your a proof of your first year tuition fees and first year living expenses in order to get your admit letter and in order to get your I-20. So once you get your I-20, start with your visa applications and then start preparing for your visas. Okay, so here are the timelines. Okay, so for example, I'm pretty confident that there will be students who are actually looking out for spring 2025 intake, and you might be thinking that okay, you have sufficient time in your hand because January is the intake where the programs actually begin. Then why should I rush? But ideally, there is something called as early deadlines or scholarship deadlines. Okay, and these early deadlines are somewhere between October to December. By that time, you need to be ready with all the documents. For you to be ready with all these documents, you need to start preparing for your standardized test in the month of starting from November to March is the time that I would suggest to prepare and take the test between March and May. The reason because we all know Virat Kohli is one of the best batsmen in the world. No doubt about it. Okay, but on a given day, the luck would have not favored Virat Kohli and he would have been a duckout. Simultaneously, what happened? You might be preparing very hard and you might be getting very good mock scores and other things. On a given day, something went wrong. You did not get the right score at the first attempt. Then you should have a backup plan. That means after 21 days, you can retake the test. Then you need to have that particular sufficient time for you to take the test and to get that required scores. And May is the time, May to June is the time that you shortlist the universities, and June to September, you start submitting the applications to the universities. Though the deadlines are August to September, August to November or December, I would recommend you to apply by June to September. The reason because this is one way of communicating to the universities that how serious we are towards our education, how well we have been preparing. Okay, and you might have heard about scholarships, and most of the scholarship deadline falls under okay early action or early deadlines. So in order to qualify for scholarships, you need to be in a position to show that seriousness to the universities. And the universities start giving out the decisions somewhere between October to December. Okay, and December is the time that you start preparing for your student visa. And again, December to January, we start doing your pre-departure orientations so that you know when you're flying, what are the things that you need to carry, what are the things you need to do, or do's and don'ts, basically, I would say. So these are the timelines, guys. Please, so if you want to note down, please have a look at these particular timelines because these timelines are very, very important for you guys. And it is not only important to get secure an admit, but to secure a very good admit and to get your chance of reducing your fee structure in terms of applying for your scholarships. Okay? Any doubts? Then comes the fall 25 intake timelines. So now when I'm sitting in January and when I'm looking at September 2025, I feel like it's almost 2 years that I have time in my hand. But do understand very important thing, students who are in third year, universities abroad will not only look two important things. One is your standardized test and your academics. There are certain other things also that they will be looking into your applications. Okay, so I will discuss about that particular thing in my latest slides, but have a timeline because January to March is the time that you guys should start preparing for your standardized test, and March to June is the time that you start taking out your test. Okay, the reason because as I told you earlier, I gave you an example of Virat Kohli. If you don't get the score, the required score or the dream score at your first attempt, you can again give an attempt in the month of June and then get your scores ready and you can get your dream score in your hand. And May to October is the time that you start applying. The reason because most of the universities for September 2025, the application process opens in August 2025 and the deadlines would be somewhere between November and December. And as I told you, the admissions committee sees the seriousness of the student, sees how what test the student has submitted in order to consider whether to give scholarship or do not. Should I give scholarship to these students or should I not give scholarship to these students? And if you want your application to be considered for scholarship, my recommendation is apply for universities between August to September. Complete, you send the entire applications to the universities because most of the US universities would require transcripts to be couriered, and some universities might even ask for WS conversions. Okay, so all this you can come do it by October, and November and December is the deadline that the university will look into, and by March to June they start giving out the decisions. June to August again you start preparing for your student visa. July and August you start flying out to abroad. This is the timelines for students who are in third year. If you want to make a note of it, you can definitely make a note of it. So what are the criteria that universities looks when I apply for my master's? So this is the big question mark. Okay, because different universities looks different things. But I will give you a common insight. What does the admissions committee looks basically when a student applies to the university? The first thing they will look into your standardized test, whether you qualify for admissions or not, because every university will have a benchmarking, okay, or they see that how many international applications have come. In these international applications, how many students have submitted the standardized test, whether they have submitted GRE, whether they have submitted GMAT, whether they have submitted SAT, IELTS or TOEFL, and they see the average scores. And if a score does not fall under that particular average, it will not even be considered for the admissions. Okay, then they see how are you different when comparing to another international student. What kind of extracurricular activities you have done? What kind of co-curricular activities you have done? What kind of internships that you have done? What kind of projects that you hold? So this is very important part of your application in order to consider which universities to apply for. Then they look into your academic transcripts. Then they also look into your letter of recommendations. Okay, these letter of recommendations are something, okay, where the universities will look very deeper to understand why someone is recommending you for higher education. On what basis? What is the relation between the student and the professor? How the professor is evaluating his strength and his weakness. So they look into that particular option. And work experience not really required, but few universities might look into. That's the reason that I kept it as optional. And not all universities will have the admissions interview. Certain universities like Stanford, Caltech, MIT, if they have a doubt that, okay, the student is so good, but I'm not very sure whether the student, he himself is presenting himself or someone else is assisting him in terms of presenting, then you might be called for an interview. They also look into your academic CV, the resume that you call it as. Do remember you, when you talk about CV or resume, you have two different types of resumes. One we call it as academic resumes, the other one is called as professional resumes. Here we have to submit academic resumes. And certain universities might even ask you for a personal essay or a scholarship essay to consider you for the admissions. So these are the broadly factors or the elements that the admissions committee is going to look into your application when you submit an application to the universities in US. Okay, now students with 15 years of education, do not worry. Okay, because you still have a chance of submitting your application to US-based universities, because not all US-based universities are looking out for 16 years of education. Now, what do I mean by 15 years of education here in the sense? Students with BA, BCom, BSc, okay, need not worry about that. Okay, because there is a myth in the market, or there is a myth among the students who feels like US and Canada only wants 15 years, sorry, 16 years of education. But there are universities also which accept 15 years of education, provided if the institution in India is NAC-A accredited. What is NAC in the sense? It's National Assessment and Accreditation Council. See, 3 years of bachelor's degree is acceptable for most of the programs such as computer science, MBAs, and public health courses in and the other way of applying is through pathway with few universities. And few universities, what we can do is we can also apply for WES, World Educational Services, which is going to convert your degrees equivalent to 4 years of US education. Okay, admissions without GRE or GMAT scores possible with some of the universities, but I would not recommend it because it can also be an hindrance for you at the visa time. Students with less TOEFL or IELTS can also get admission through pathway, applying for universities as for English as a second language program, where they put a condition stating like first you have to prove your English and then you'll be able to get into the masters. Are we clear, guys? So there is a chat. I'm just confused to choose the country to study my master's in stream of computer science and engineering. Need not worry, Isha, because if I start answering to this particular question, then it becomes more of what you say, more of one-to-one based session. But here I'm trying to cover all the audience who are there here. Okay, you might in chat box you have a profile and a profile evaluation link. You can fill out your profile evaluation link. After the session, we can connect either on Monday or Tuesday, and I can guide you which country will be well suited for you based upon your budget. Guys, anyone who has any questions or anyone who want to have a chat with me can definitely do that particular thing. There is a profile evaluation link that has been shared. Please complete your profile evaluation form. Okay, I will get personally connected up with you with one-on-one, and I can recommend you based upon your budget, based upon your percentages, based upon the reason that why you are choosing to study abroad. I can suggest you which country is well suited for you, because I do not want to answer that particular questions in this particular session because it becomes one-to-one centric and the other audience may not be interested. Please do not take me wrong with that. Are we clear? So let's also understand, okay, what are the documents you require in order to apply for master's program? In order to apply for universities abroad, you would be required documents starting from your 12th standard. 12th standard mark sheet is required. You require a bachelor's individual semester-wise mark sheet, your consolidated mark sheet, and a degree certificate. Okay, and in order, if the student is in final year who does not have 7 semester mark sheet, you can also still apply for universities with 6 semester mark sheet. Along with that, you have to provide a bona fide certificates, okay, stating like you're still studying and you'll be able to complete your form. Okay, then you also need to report your scores, your standardized scores, which are acceptable to the universities, such as GRE and GMAT or IELTS or TOEFL. Okay, and you also need to submit your passport front page and last page. You need to submit your statement of purpose or a personal essay and letter of recommendations. Yes, definitely you might require to submit, and this depends upon university to university. Some universities might look for 2, some universities might ask for 3. And some universities, nowadays, most of the universities post-pandemic, the letter of recommendations are online. That means they will ask you to fill out your professor's full details like their full name. Okay, what is the first name, what is the last name, what is the position, okay, and what is the email ID. And the university will be sending up the link to him and he has to write over there. And some of the universities at the time of application itself, they will ask you to prove that you have funds ready with you to consider for admissions, which is 1 year tuition fees and 1 year living expenses. And if you're applying for architecture or fine arts or design programs, portfolio is one of the requirements. Are we clear what documents do we require in order to complete our applications? Because until your application is being completed, the application is not going to get reviewed by the admissions committee. It will be pending one. Now, let us also understand what is the cost one needs to shell out in order to go to abroad, especially to US, and what is the kind of money they need to spend. Okay, so this is the tuition fees for 2 years. I have given a range. The reason because, as I told you, there are three different types of universities. I'm not considering the community colleges now because we are talking more of masters. You have Ivy League, you have private universities, and you have state universities. Now, depending upon the type of university that you are choosing, your education cost for 2 years might vary from 28 lakhs in Indian currency to 50 lakhs in Indian currency, which ideally means per annum, sorry, for 2 years, your education cost could be 33,738 US dollars to 60,333 US dollars. And living cost for 2 years would roughly come around 14 lakhs for 14 lakhs, which is 16,869 US dollars. So total cost would be 42 lakhs to 64 lakhs if one has to complete their education in US without doing any part-time jobs, which ideally translate into US dollars. It is $50,608 to 77,227 US dollars. And if you are doing a part-time job in the form of research assistantship or in the form of teaching assistantship or in the form of CPT or in the form of OPT, one can easily make 14 lakhs for these 2 years. Okay, so now I want to reduce this cost for you can reduce this particular cost from your actual total cost of education, which will again come down to 28,000 to 50,000. So, sorry, 28 lakhs to 50 lakhs in Indian rupees, whereas in US it is 33,738 US dollars to 60,333 US dollars. Yes, you do have an opportunity of getting assistantship and scholarship. As I told you, we discussed about the timelines. Apply early, get scholarships, get reduced, still reduce your education cost. Okay, nature of part-time job has to be on campus and it has to be 20 hours per week if you want to be legally allowed. Okay, so that is what again finally I'm saying that money that needs to be spent by the student for the education in US would be 28 lakhs to 50 lakhs. Okay, considering $1 currently as on date is 83 rupees, which is to be precise 82.99 rupees. Okay, you also have financial aid available while doing your masters in US. Okay, in the form of tuition fee waivers, in the form of assistantship, which can be research assistantship, where you can assist a professor in his research, a teaching assistantship, you can go back to your junior classes and you can teach them graduate assistantship. You do have part-time jobs on campus. Okay, note, there are even options that offer work study programs wherein the university allows the student to work full-time during weekend, during his classes. Classes are held mostly in the evening or on the weekends, and the students work full-time during the day. These options are particularly good for students with low budgets. Okay, now what are the funds that which has been acceptable, okay, when you are trying to apply for your applications to prove that you have funds availability, at the same time to prove that you are financially strong, and these funds are not only acceptable by the university to issue your I-20, these funds can also be shown to your visa application. One is balance in your saving accounts, which can be in public or private or multinational banks. Balance in the form of recurring deposit in post office or a monthly income scheme. Okay, fixed deposits, yes, it is again acceptable. Withdrawable balance in terms of PF, GPF, PPF, GPF, EPF or CMPF. And you can also show that you have taken a loan from a nationalized bank or a private bank or a guarantor might be required. Interest for loans, interest loans can be low and repayment begins after 12 months after graduation. So mostly if you take loans from a nationalized bank such as SBI Bank, Punjab National Bank or Bank of Baroda, you don't have to start paying your rate of interest or you don't have to pay your EMI right from the day of the disbursement. They might ask you to pay only after you graduate, and after that 12 months of time will be given for you to get a job and then repay your education. Okay, so these are some of the top-notch multinational companies which are available in US. Okay, and depending upon this, your job prospects become more once you study in these particular countries. You have Amazon, you have Nike, you have Facebook, Yahoo, Apple, Google, Lee. Name any multinational company, any software company or a hardware company, you have their roots in US, making it more flexible for students to find a job or to get a job very easily. So now let's also discuss, so we understood now the complete process. Now let's also discuss what are the documents that is required to apply for your visa. So broadly, I can categorize into three different categories when you're talking about your visa. One is the visa application. That is, you need your original passport. You need to pay your SUVICE fee. Okay, you need to have that particular proof, and then you need to take your visa appointment, and you need to have that appointment confirmation email with you, and then you need to have your I-20 from which university has been accepted you. Okay, acceptance letter. Okay, the acceptance letter is nothing but your I-20. Then you have financial documents. Yes, financial documents are very, very important to carry while you are going for your visa, which shows a proof of 1 year tuition fees and 1 year of living expenses, which can be in the form of bank statement or either in the form of deposits or in the form of loans. And since this money is not available in your particular account, it will be available in your father's account or your parents' account. Okay, then you require an affidavit of support stating that they are ready to sponsor your education. And since you are going to study, then you need to prove your parents' annual income proof needs to be shown, proof of IT for last 3 years, and then you require a chartered accountant statement which actually covers the entire worth of your family in terms of land, in terms of houses that you have, in terms of gold, everything will come in that. Okay, and then a sanction letter if you're going with a loan sanction. Okay, then you have academic documents that you need to carry, all your original documents right from your 10th standard. You need to carry all your original documents, including your GRE and TOEFL. You can take an online print because you don't get a original document. If you're done with your IELTS, then you might have to carry your original IELTS scorecard because IELTS scorecard provides. Someone is asking me, is it too late to apply for fall 2024? I would say no. There are still universities which are accepting. Okay, please fill out your form. Okay, I can get connected up with you and I can also suggest you which are the universities which are still open. Okay, but I would request you to fill out the profile evaluation form so that I get a notification and I can get connected up with you. So this is about GRE. Okay, so most of us things like GRE is being waived off by most of the universities. Why should I take GRE? So it is not been waived off, to be very honest, GRE, because of the pandemic. The universities have not the few of the universities have not considered, but most of the top ranked universities are still asking for GRE. And if your application goes to the university without GRE, then your application is not even being considered for scholarships. Let me put it very clear. One of the biggest parameter to consider for scholarship for international students, GRE becomes a one stepping stone. The reason because every international students has academics, every international students has internships, or every international students have projects. Now, how are you different from a different international student? Why should you get a scholarship when comparing to a other student? That's where GRE becomes one milestone for you to prove that you are totally different when comparing to another student. You have not only taken GRE, but your GRE scores are too good in order to consider your application for scholarship. That plays a vital role in your entire application. It will also reduce your education burden. Okay, so when you talk about GRE, GRE examination is for 1 hour 58 minutes. In this 1 hour 58 minutes, what are the things that they are going to ask? Or what is that student needs to do? The one thing they are going to ask you is, they are going to ask you for write an essay. That is nothing but your analytical writing session, which is the score is between 0 to 6, where you are asked to write an issue-based essay, which is going to be for 13 minutes. The other thing is verbal reasoning. You have 2 sessions in verbal reasoning. First session is of 12 questions, where you'll be given 18 minutes time to answer this. And the section 2 has 15 questions, and you are allowed to do this particular 15 questions in 23 minutes. Then you have quantitative reason, which is nothing but your cons. Again, you have 2 sections here. Here, what happens in section 1, you are asked to answer 12 questions in 21 minutes. In section 2, it is 15 questions where you have to complete in 26 minutes. And the total test is 1 hour 58 minutes. Please note, GRE is conducted almost every now and then, but one cannot take as many times as possible. One student can take only 5 times in a year. You cannot take more than 5 times in a year. And if I take a test today, or if any student take a test today, and if they want to go for a score improvement, the minimum number of days that has to be in between is 21 days gap. You need to have 21 days in between in order to reattempt your GRE. Have these particular points in your mind. Now, how does Galvanize Global Education assist you? This is the most important thing that I wanted to discuss with you, because Galvanize Global Education, we are here to help you end-to-end process under the leadership of the alumni of Stanford University, IIM Ahmedabad, as well as IIT Madras. As my colleague Ramya has already introduced, one of our founder, Ms. Pavitra Srinivasan, she herself has completed a master's from Stanford University, and you will not believe this, she has completed with 100% fellowship. Can you imagine an Indian person cracking an admission into Stanford University with a 100% fellowship? Wow, that's a wow profile. Now, a team reporting to her. Since she studied over there, she worked in the Silicon Valley, she understands the admissions requirements, she understands and trains the teams in terms of what exactly is the admissions committee is looking into the applications. So that when we are assisting the students, we are one step ahead of entire journey for you. Is my slide visible? Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So Galvanize Global Education, we provide end-to-end personalized services, solutions for students and working professionals who are basically aspiring to study abroad or a global degree. Okay. Now, why do we use the word personalized solutions here in the sense? See, a student, see, we both can be friends. Two of the friends comes with 2 different percentages or 2 different profiles. So I cannot give a common counseling to them, or I cannot do the same process for both of them. So we do a unique counseling. We do a student personalized solutions. So we do unique per student. We take one student at a time and we service one student at a time. That is what we call it as personalized solutions. We do not copy this particular profile and give the same universities to another student. Okay, that is called as a personalized. We do not do one SOP and then we send this same SOP to all the students. Okay, as per the student strength, as per the student weakness, the statement of purpose will be drafted. That becomes unique. That is what we are calling as end-to-end personalized solutions. Okay. Now, we are here to help you with your test preparation. It can be in the form of SAT, it can be in the form of GRE, it can be in the form of TOEFL or IELTS. Okay. Apart from test preparation, we are also here to help you with your admissions counseling, which is led by the expert team, Ms. Jayanti. As you have seen already, Ramya has introduced us. So we are here to help you to get admissions into bachelor's, to get admitted into masters, and to get admitted into PhD programs. And we are also here to provide you some of the value-added services, such as we also assist you in providing educational loans, which is the best educational loan provider for your particular profile. In order, if the student, if the universities are asking to send your transcript through courier, we have been tied up with few of the courier services, and you can get a student discounts over there. We are also tied up with Forex. We are also tied up with students insurance, and many more futures you can see like this. We can also help you with accommodations in abroad. Okay, managed by the alumni of Stanford, IIT Madras, and IIM Ahmedabad. This is what I've been trying to say. Okay, and this is where the students we have serviced so far. We have serviced the students from 65 different countries. Name any country in the globe. Okay, we have one of the other students whom we have been assisted there. Right from Afghanistan, the countries has been brought into this particular slide alphabetical in alphabetical order. Okay, we have students whom we have assisted from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, and can you trust? Students who want to submit their application to US, and the students from US, they themselves have approached us for our assistance. And we have been successful in terms of doing that. Okay, we have been from Taiwan, Hong Kong, we have been from Indonesia, we have been from Ghana, we have been in Africa. Okay, so since these are the slides, I cannot name every country here, but these are few of the countries that we are trying to showcase where the popular number of students actually fly to abroad. Okay, so these are we have sent students across 18 countries, 1,000 plus universities. Some of the major countries that we have assisted students to get admit is USA. That is the webinar that we are talking about today. Then the United Kingdom, then we have Canada. We have sent our students to Canada. We have sent our students to Australia, Germany, France. We have sent our students to Singapore, Netherlands, New Zealand, Switzerland, Sweden, Italy, Belgium, Finland, Spain, Ireland. We also send students to different countries like UAE, Dubai, Singapore, but the numbers will be limited, but these are because the number of students going to these countries are limited, but these are the countries where most of the international students fly abroad. So we have taken only the top-notch countries here. So apart from these countries, if the country is not listed here, do not think that we have not service. We definitely have service. But the only thing is we have put that particular countries on the slides where more number of international students goes. Few of the countries, like I said, like Singapore, we talk about Dubai, Malaysia, we do assist, but the number of students go very less. That's the reason that we have not put that particular names among these particular slides. Okay, and these are the universities that we have placed. Again, these universities have been named as per alphabetical order, not as per the rankings of the universities. If you see the rankings of the university, we have assisted our students into Carnegie Mellon University, which is one of the toppest university for computer science. Then we have students who have got into Dartmouth College, Columbia University, which are the Ivy League universities. We have assisted our students into Indiana University, Purdue, Bloomington campus, which is the main campus. We have assisted our students into John Hopkins University, which is known for biotech. Okay, we have sent our students to many top ranked universities, but the universities that we have listed down here is as per the alphabetical orders, and where majority of the Indian students are actually targeting on these universities. We have sent to Duke University also. Okay, and these are few of the specializations that we have sent our students into. Okay, name any specialization. It is not only like we are sending one engineering student. We are also sending students for MBAs. We are also sending students for finance. We are also sending for design programs. We are also sending for management, MBA. Now you can see some of the specializations like drug discovery. Okay, which majority of the people are not aware of these kind of programs. We are also sending our students to consulting programs. I'm not talking about all the common programs like systems, big data, control systems, cyber security, because these are the students where everywhere goes. Okay, but there are some niche programs where students might not be aware. So I'm trying to pull out those particular programs here. Okay, so I'm talking about something like industrial relations, health economics, healthcare, general MBA, financial. Okay, then you call it as drug discovery, and many more specializations like this. Okay, we have assisted students. So here are again few of the other specializations, like you might see here: space science, soil science, social psychology. Okay, so these are some of the programs where even people are not even aware of: public administration, public policy, quantum physics, quantum technology, photonics. Okay, so we have assisted students for pharmacy background. So there are many like these specialization where we actually assist students from. Okay, so then how does Galvanize help you in terms of admission counselings? So what do we? These are a few of the testimonials. Okay, where we place our students. Okay, so this profile, if you see, we have sent the student to University of Texas at Austin, one of the top ranked university in US and the top one ranked in Texas state. Okay, her profile, she is for food technology. Okay, she is from Hartford Butler Technological University. Okay, which is basically uh, from Lucknow University. I mean, from Lucknow. Her GRE score was 360, CGPA of 7.96, triple level in TOEFL. So we have been able to secure her. She would have got many admits, but she choose this university to do a master's. Okay. Then we have from Manipal Institute of Technology. Okay, Mr. Pavan Murlidhara, who went to University of California, Berkeley to do his master's in mechanical engineering. His overall CGPA was 8.99. His IELTS score was 6.5. And you know, UCB is not that easy to crack. Okay, and then from Bangalore, we have Mr. Abhilash, who is from RB College of Engineering, who was studying in information science and engineering, who got into data science, New York University main campus. Okay, his overall profile was 8.75. His GRE score was 318. Okay, then we have Miss Aishwarya from Vellore Institute of Technology. She is from biotechnology and she got into John Hopkins University. Trust me, John Hopkins, one of the top one ranked university for biotechnology. Her CGPA was CGPA was 9.04 and her GRE score was 317. TOEFL score was 114. And then we have from IIT Dhanbad, okay, one of the student who got into engineering management, Dartmouth, again, one of the prestigious Ivy League college. Okay, he was from Bachelor of Technology in Petrol Engineering with a CGPA of 8.25 with a GRE score of 305. Now you can imagine with a GRE score of 305, if this student has got into engineering management, the team, what kind of documents would have been submitted, what kind of statement of purpose, what kind of personal essays would have been submitted in order to offset this GRE score and to get an admit into Dartmouth College. And my team is capable of that kind of services. Okay, and then we have Miss Sudarshini Ramesh from Chennai, basically from St. Joseph College of Engineering. And I hope there will be lot many St. Joseph College of Engineering students here. Okay, she is from computer science and got into professional masters of computer science, which is one of the again top ranked university. We call it as UIUC, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Her profile was 9.31 CGPA, GRE score of 297. Can you imagine? 297 GRE and getting into UIUC. Now imagine the kind of the quality of work that we would have put into her application, okay, to make a statement of purpose, to make a letter of recommendations, and to offset our entire GRE score and to get an admit. What kind of strong application my team would have been made for her. And then we have again Apurva from Bangalore, from BMS College of Engineering, who got into Georgia Institute of Technology. She is basically from BE in Computer Science and got into Industrial Engineering. And GRE score of 323 and overall CGPA of 9.05. And then we have VTU, Belgaum, Bangalore students majorly. VTU, Visvesvaraya Technological University, one of the known university in Karnataka. He got into Duke University for Engineering Management. Again, see the GRE score 305. Overall CGPA of 8.25, TOEFL score of 105. Imagine the kind of quality work that we are doing for these students. Then we have again Mr. Sushant, who is from Hartford Butler Technological University, who got into Columbia University. Now, this is an proudish moment for me to say that Columbia is one of the Ivy League colleges, and my team has been able to get an admit for a student with 78.84 CGPA. Imagine the quality of work, the kind of applications that my team makes for you guys. Okay, so this is what we offer. We have we have different types of GRE courses. We have GRE crash, we have GRE course for 90 days, we have GRE for 180 days, we have GRE for 180, 360. Okay, and you have the pricings here. I will not talk about pricings here. The reason because once I talk to you, once I understand your profile, once I understand which UI you are doing, okay, what is your strength, what is your weakness, then is where I will be able to recommend what kind of course is actually suitable for you, and whether you have to go for TOEFL or whether you have to go for IELTS. That is the time that I will be able to recommend you. Okay, I'm again sharing the profile evaluation link in the chat box again. Okay, people who are interested, please fill out on that. I can advise you which one will be the right one for you. Okay, now why do you need to choose Galvanize Global Education when comparing to other? Okay, what are the features? Why are we unique when comparing to others? As I told you, we are personalized. We provide you a personalized study plan. Okay, you are not the same like your friend. You are not the same like your relative. You are not the same like your cousin. You are not the same like your senior. You are, you are. Like Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli, Dhoni is Dhoni, Sachin is Sachin. No one can replace one another. Simultaneously, you are alone in your journey. So you need a personalized plan. You need a personalized assistance. Okay. In this personalized study plan, we provide you unlimited ask an expert. You can ask us at any given point of time. We'll be happy to help you. We don't limit your questions. We want you to ask us more so that we can clarify your doubts more. And we do in-depth analytics about you, and we keep providing you the feedback. Okay, we provide you personalized AWA essay scoring. Okay, we provide you practice questions. We also provide you full length, which are equivalent to actual GRE test. We call it as full length practice test or mock scores. What are the benefits? Why should you join Galvanize when comparing to other? One of the reasons is our test pattern is updated test pattern, most affordable. As I showed you, we have products ranging from 9,000 going up to 21,000. So we can think which one will be the best fit for you. We provide complete solution. You don't have to do test prep here and run for your admission somewhere, or do test prep somewhere, run for your admissions to Galvanize. Nothing like that. You get everything in one particular umbrella. Know where you stand. Okay. The moment that you know where you stand, you know what is your dream score. Okay. And we are here to help you how to progress on this particular journey. Easy way of learning, convenient because it is purely online. You can prepare at any given point of time at your convenient time, whenever you find time. Okay, you can prepare at your ease and you get expert guidance. So these are the benefits that we provide for our students. Okay, now how does our admission counseling process works here in the sense? Whenever student actually enrolls with us, we onboard the student. Once we onboard the student has to has to choose a profile evaluation form. Okay, now you have to fill out a complete form, okay, which is called as a profile evaluation form. Okay, once you do a profile, you fill out that particular form, you get the calendar of the advisor who has expert who has been assigned. Okay, so that you can block the call, you can block the calendar of the expert. Okay, and on that particular day, there will be a brainstorming session. After the brainstorming session, the expert is going to do the university shortlisting. When they do the university shortlisting, we do it under 3 different categories. Okay, which is ambitious, practical, and safe. Okay, I will not talk in depth about this here because I do not want you guys to feel it like I'm selling something. I want this information only to pass. So people who wanted to know what is ambitious, what is practical, what is safe, again, as I told you, there is a PAQ form which has been floating in the chat box. You can fill out your PAQ form and I will be happy to help you on Monday as well as on Tuesdays. Okay, then we help you in terms of making your drafts, in terms of resume, SOPs, and LOR based upon the inputs that you have given to us. We do not do a ghost writing. Okay, by the inputs that you give, we make your drafts. We make the drafts which are acceptable to the universities, especially to the admissions committee. Okay, then once you've done that one, we also help you with your visa finalization, documents required for visa, documents on the application process, and if there is any interview, we also help you with the mock interviews. As I told you, financing, we also help you with the educational loans based upon the information that you provide. We let you know like which banks are good for you. Okay, and we also provide you pre-departure information. Like I told you earlier, we can help you with forex, we can help you with creating a bank account for you, we can help you with arranging travel tickets. Okay, we can also help you on guidance on what food you need to carry from India. Okay, what are the medicines and what kind of insurance is required for you over there. And as I told you again, I have not included that particular point here. We can also assist you with the accommodation services. Okay, so you have the link in front of you. Get your profile evaluated. Okay, whoever is ready or whoever feels that they want the profile to be evaluated, they can take down this particular link and they can start filling out your profile evaluation link and submit your forms, and I will be happy to answer all your queries. Again, I have actually sent it in a chat box. Please go through it. So basically, this profile evaluation is worth of $100. But today, since I'm doing this session and I wanted to get touch base to the audience who are there in this particular session, we are giving it free of cost. Okay, so these are some of the reviews and feedbacks that we have received. This is not from our own side, this is from Quora. If anyone doubts or anyone wants to have a double opinion or anyone has any particular thing like, okay, how do I trust you? How do I believe you? This is a third, I mean, like Quora is a third platform. You can go and check our reviews. What are our students talking about ourselves? It is not from us, my side. If you again see the testimonials on our website, it might be my students were, I might put it is my website, I might put only the students who are happy. But Quora is not like that. This is a third platform, the third party platform where they put everything, bad and good. And you can please go and check the reviews over there. Now, let's connect whoever want to, people who are not able to fill out the PAQ forms because of one or the other reason, or they do not want to fill the PAQ form but still want to get in touch with me. My number is displayed here, 97916558880. This is my personal number. You can WhatsApp me and we can get connected at any given point of time. So I hope you all have would have made my contact number. I mean, like save my contact number. Get in touch with me for your free profile evaluation, which is worth of $100, which is absolutely free for you guys today. Okay, so now is the time. So if you have any general questions, guys, you can post now. I will try to answer the general questions. More specific questions, I will be happy to do it one-to-one and get your profile evaluated.
Hello, sir. Do you want me to pick some questions and read out for you so that you
Yes,
could
please.
answer them?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
great. So we have one question where a student would like to change the major. So the question goes: a computer science student, can he be eligible for automobile engineer?
See, that totally depends upon the profile. Please fill out your copy because I need to understand what is the reason that you wanted to change, which country you're looking out for, what kind of exposure that you have towards automobile. You can fill out your PAQ form. I can get in touch with you and I can get your profile evaluated for that. General questions in the sense whether can I go for fall 2024 now? Yes, you can go. There are universities still accepting. Okay. General questions again. Talk about OPT, talk about CPT, talk about GRE, talk about IELTS, TOEFL. Yes, 7.7 CGPA is manageable. I showed you with 7.98 percentage. One student got into Dartmouth. We still can do wonders. 7.777. Yes, Texas 7.96. We have students who have been placed in Texas Austin. They did not worry. We can still manage. See, gap is acceptable. 1 year gap is acceptable provided you justify the gap.
So there is one question from Zaid. Can I give GRE twice if for some reason I'm not able to get good marks in the first attempt?
Yes, you can give twice, but not more than twice. I would not recommend because the number of times that you take the test, it is very clearly visible. If you're taking more than twice, then it looks like, okay, by luck you got a good score. So I have one beautiful question here. Of what I heard, universities don't look for extracurriculars for master's program until and unless the achievement does not matches with the course they provide. For example, a national level sports achievement won't count if you are applying for a computer science, applying for a master's in computer science. It's a beautiful question someone has asked, Mr. Someone has asked. I do not want to name because I'm not sure whether that person is actually willing to take his name or not. Okay. See, now when you are applying for an international admissions, why do you think that these universities take students from different countries? One important thing is they want the diversification. They want students from all the countries. They do not want students only from India. They do not want only students from China. They do not want only students from Sri Lanka. They do not want students only from Bangladesh or any other country. They want diversification. Okay. Now, how does this achievements works for you in the sense? Okay, though it is not related to your related to the masters that you are going to study, you are proving that you are not among the other students who are only academic focused. You're proving with your sports or you're proving with your extracurricular activities or co-curricular activities that, boss, look, you're telling the admissions committee, hey committee, look here. I'm not only spending my time like other students preparing only for my academics. I'm also balancing my life with other things. Then the university think, okay, if I give an admission to this guy, he becomes my better alumni. The universities also want the students to get placed into top ranked companies so that they can proudly say that my students are getting placed into these kind of companies. Correct? So that's how it makes a difference in terms of having some extracurricular activities in co-curricular activities. It is not mandatory again, as I told you. So it depends on the university to university, which university you are applying for and with what you are applying. It depends on that. Right? So, yeah, Ramya, I can throw you some other questions. We are
Sure, sir.
actually,
Yes, we have one question where a student is asking, like, after 2 years of graduation, what
right.
do generally students do? Like, there are any programs to extend the visa to work in USA, or people come back to India
After
post
they
masters?
after they complete their course, there are two things. One is OPT, the other one is CPT. OPT is nothing but it's optional practical training that they can look out for a job, okay, and extend their visas up to 36 months under STEM program. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If a student is studying in this program, they are allowed to, they get an opportunity to take either OPT or CPT. CPT is nothing but it's a curriculum practical training. In most of the top ranked universities, this CPT is been inbuilt in the curriculum itself. So they don't have to look for outside. Okay, so you can extend your visas up to 36 months. If the program is not a STEM program, then you are allowed to stay back only for 1 year. And in this 1 year, if the employer under whom you are working, if he is ready to sponsor your H-1B visa, then definitely you can convert your student visa to your H-1B visa and get your profile evaluated.
So we have another question with respect to scholarship. So is there any scholarship for master's program in STEM field?
Yes, that's what scholarship. There are many types of scholarships. You have excellence scholarship, you have academic scholarship, you have outside scholarship. So the better that early you apply, the better the chances of getting the scholarship. Because scholarship, what happens, it's a fund. They keep certain amount of money in their pocket. Okay, stating like, okay, this year I want to give this much of money as scholarship. So whoever is applying early, whoever is meeting the scholarship deadlines, whoever is meeting the scholarship requirement, then they start giving out those scholarships to the international students. And one of the examples that I very clearly said, one of our founder by name is Pavitra Srinivasan. She completed her master's from Stanford University with 100% scholarship. Without having scholarship for masters, it would have not been possible. Any other doubts, guys?
Yes, sir. So we have another question where a student is asking, I'm looking for MS in US for 2025. Until now, she doesn't have any work experience or internship. So does that have a negative impact in her profile?
Not really, does not have any negative impact on that. Again, this becomes profile to profile because you still have time and we can work on your profile right now. If you can fill out your profile evaluation, I can guide you like what are the things that you need to look into. I mean, like concentrate from now onwards and what will be the timelines for you. Okay, how do you need to prepare for that?
So I think, sir, more or less questions are more based on profile. The generic questions have been asked.
So then I will take it on
Sure.
take it on one-on-one on Monday and Tuesday. Whoever has filled out the PAQ forms, I will personally call you all and fix up an appointment, and then we can get your profiles evaluated. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.